A lot of red meat to his base tonight and to extravagantly attack Joe Biden. According to excerpts of his speech, Trump will lay it on thick, claiming far from being an unmitigated disaster, which it's been, Trump and his cronies, those who haven't been indicted at least, have spent the last 4 years undoing 47 years of damage by Joe Biden. Oh, and repeating the claim that Joe Biden, Joe Biden, the Delaware senator from the Amtrak, is a radical extremist. Biden responded in an interview with our own Andrea Mitchell.
We created more jobs in the last 3 years than he's created so far. Number one, so he inherited, like that old phrase goes, everything he's inherited, he screwed up. He screwed up the economy so badly. For the last 4 years, we weren't having riots, racial riots. But when they occurred, we didn't have to call on the national. We protected federal property without hurting people. We moved in a direction that made sense. He's a fiction writer in the extreme.
For now, for more, I'm joined by Tara Dowdell, president of the Tara Dowdell Group and former Apprentice contestant, and Anthony Scaramucci, former White House communications director for Donald Trump. I'm sorry, I was a little thrown off because I'm so terrified of Joe Biden. His extremism it's throwing me off. I need to calm down, so I need to bring myself back down to level. Let's talk about this last 4 days and what we're expecting tonight. And you guys know Donald Trump well. Elie Mystal had a really great piece in The Nation that I recommend everybody read. He talks about the way that black people were used to help make this case, but they weren't making the case to black people. They're making the case, in Ellie's words, to white Americans to say, it's okay for you to vote for somebody who is hitting all the white nationalist buttons because here's a couple black people. Look at this black friend that golfs with him. Meanwhile, Donald Trump himself has said tweeted only one thing about the Jacob Blake shooting. Governor should call the National Guard. I'm going to stick the National Guard, which, by the way, that's his governor's choice. Your thoughts, Tara? Is that the way he operates?
Oh, that is 100% the way he operates. Trump is trying to have it both ways. He is going to engage in fear-mongering as he's been doing racist, divisive fear-mongering, while at the same time saying that he's done more for the very people that he's inciting violence against, that he's engaging in fear-mongering against non-white people and in particular black people. But he's trying to basically appeal to white people, particularly white women in the suburbs, particularly college-educated white people. But he's also trying to appeal to a percentage of black men. And you can see it on social media. You can see it on other channels where you have these bots and a lot of activity just trying to hopefully either get them to vote a small percentage, or alternatively not to vote at all. Yeah. But at the end of the day, what Trump does and what he will do tonight is he's going to accuse Biden and Harris of what he's done, what he's doing, and what he's planning to do. Yeah. That's what he's going to do.
The big reversal. Anthony Scaramucci, what's weird is that it's the Democratic convention that seems to have had the crossover appeal. You've now got 300 members of the former Bush campaign, more than 100 members of the former McCain campaign, nearly 36 members of Mitt Romney's campaign, all for Biden. So it feels like the campaign that's trying to reach people that are not already in their base of the Democrats. Am I wrong?
No question. And they're doing a very good job of that. And I predict there'll be more of that to come. Some of the Trump people don't want to come out until October, until they can have what they feel is maximum impact, Joy. But just back to the other statement, he put more African Americans on stage during the RNC than he's put in the cabinet, the West Wing, or any top level job inside the administration. And so it's just very high degree of hypocrisy. But he has always gotten away with this his entire life. The gaslighting, the hazing, the lying. It's caught up to him here with the COVID-19 crisis. But that's their bet, gaslighting and lying, and get them to the election. I don't think it's going to work.
Well, and Tara, you're a business owner. I mean, both of you guys that know the business world very well. April had 20.5 million jobs lost. You can't hide that. It's not like people can be fooled into thinking they have a job when they don't have a job. And people aren't getting their checks, they aren't getting their mail, they aren't getting their packages. These aren't things you can hide. I am astounded by the extent to which the Republicans seem to believe they can make a new fake world where there's no COVID, you're getting your mail, and everything is great when it's obvious that it's not, but they're trying.
The Republicans are going for what we call in politics the big lie, doubling down on the big lie, the thing that you can disprove, but if they believe if they say it enough, that it'll penetrate. And in some instances, unfortunately, the big lie does work because there's no accountability for Trump from the Republican Party. But look, I am a small business owner, and I will tell you this. I am getting all of my checks late from the clients that pay me by check. And I am not the only small business owner in this situation. And it's incumbent upon Democrats to continue to make sure that people know what Trump is doing. My mother is not getting her medication. I know many people who are not getting their medication. These are the real world impacts of who Trump is and what a corrupt person he is. And so we need to not let him off the hook. He's doubling down on the big lie, and we need to double down on the offense of all the damage that he's causing.
Yeah, and Anthony Scaramucci, the thing that galls me the most of anything, and I've said it so many times, they're now using the White House to put on this show. The People's House that's owned by the American people. And they're bringing a COVID super spreader event to that. There it is. There's the COVID super spreader event just because Trump so desperately needs applause. I mean, your thoughts?
Listen, it's sad, but hopefully there's a beautiful mosaic, very colorful group of people that are going to come together, including Republicans like myself, that are going to oust him from the White House on November 3rd. And remember, these three words bother him the most, Joyce, so keep using them. Poorer, weaker, and sicker. That's what he's left America. 31 million people unemployed. 178,000 people have passed. 250,000 will likely die by November 3rd. And he's destroyed our alliances. So poorer, weaker, and sicker. Keep using those words. Drives them bonkers.
Here's the good thing about those three words. They're accurate. I mean, that is actually what's true. Tara Dowdell, Anthony Scaramucci, thank you both for being here. That is the readout tonight. Tomorrow, my guest will include